Very welcome to this new episode of Off to 7,000 Islands. My name is Eric and my wife and we have here a little resort and hotel here in the Philippines. We're gonna talk in this video about the rules who have now new interpreted, and we have finally a new document and also the new eArrival card which you need to fill out, which is replacing the One Health Pass. And we've been talking sometimes about the travel regulations here to the Philippines. We've always been saying that it is not possible for unvaccinated foreigners to enter the country because that was the official interpretation of that law or the regulations which they published. Some people entered without it, and there seem to be some more unofficial rules around it, and now we have finally an update, an official document telling us that unvaccinated foreigners can also enter the Philippines. And of course, as always, we have all the links down below so you can check it out for yourself, because it's always the best to know it by your own knowledge. And we're gonna talk about it in this video, everything what's new. So basically you can check that out if you now go on the One Health Pass website. There is a new update. It looks very different now. If you go on home, you see the eArrival card, which you need to fill out before departure, within 72 hours before departure. As I'm filming this website is actually not working, but I have some screenshots made. There on the right side you can register, and then you can choose if you're foreigner or Filipino, and we're gonna talk here about the foreigner. And then you fill out and upload basically the same things as in the One Health Pass before. You just follow the page and everything, and then you come to the end and you get a code which you can show then at the border. So it is basically the same thing, just with a different name, and hopefully it will work a little bit better. Always recommending to make a screenshot of that QR code in the end, so that if they don't send it per email or something goes wrong, print it out and have it on your phone as well. But what is more exciting now is that you can also click onto entry guidelines, and the entry guidelines there, they show first for Filipino travelers and then foreign travelers. And then you see first people above 18 years old who are fully vaccinated. That means one vaccine for Johnson & Johnson or two for all the other vaccines who are recognized, and you will find that actually also a link down below what's all recognized. You will also find a link down below, of course, to all the other things. In that resolution which they quote here, basically, they also have the links and everything for the recognized vaccines, so you can check that out. All the links down below, of course. And what you can see here, when you are fully vaccinated and you have proof of a booster shot, one booster shot, or you need to have a test 48 hours before departure. If it's a PCR test, it's even spelled wrong. If you have a PCR test, or if you have an antigen test, then 24 hours prior to departure of your country of origin, of course, not where you have transit. For minors, they don't need to have quarantine if they are fully vaccinated between 12 and 17. Children below 12 are not required to have any vaccine. If they are traveling with parents who are fully vaccinated, they don't need to do any quarantine things as well, and any testing as well. But now the really interesting, what actually has changed, you can see all the things we just talked about in more details also in our previous video, of course, linked down below, which has not changed. But now here there is something else. vaccinated or partially vaccinated people. Point 4. 12 years and older will undergo facility-based quarantine upon arrival. And that is the first time we have an official statement that that is possible. So what does it mean? You need to, when you arrive, you go into quarantine for at least 5 days, and they will make another PCR test that is written here down below. And you can read that in more details also in the resolution 168, which I linked down below. But there you have it. You can finally enter with the official statement from the government. Here the Bureau of Quarantine tells you for foreign travelers. So that is really new, because before that was often made like this, but it was not officially stated like this. So if you're 12 or above, and 12 and above, you are not vaccinated, you can now enter. You need to do 5 days of quarantine. You need to do a test, of course, before you leave. So if everything stays the same as it was before with quarantine, which it seems like that's the case, then you need to do 5 days of quarantine. You have your PCR test, it comes back. If it's negative, of course you go home. You need to make another 9 days of quarantine at home, so that you did 14 days of quarantine. I guess you do that then in a hotel if you're a tourist. Well, we will see. I mean, there's no one really checking that as well. But that is for now all the updates. It's very nice to see that some changes are happening, and it's not without regulations, but it is at least now official. We have something in our hands. If you have any questions, please write them down below in the comments. We are always on the more cautious side than other YouTubers who tell you everything is fine, just come. But now we have a good document which we can actually show. You can show if anyone asks you. That's really nice, and we hope, of course, there's coming some more improvements, and it's gonna get made easier for holidaymakers to come here. If you want to check out our hotel, of course the links are down below as well. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you. I need to now turn on the air condition, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a sub if you want to know more about our lives here in the Philippines, and of course travel updates. We are of course hoping that more travel updates will come and we keep you up to date. See you in the next one.